Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.
And welcome to this week's edition of Minutes with the Mayor, brought to you by Mercantile Bank. I'm Bob Goff. We are with Mayor Linda Moore and also Mike Seaver. Going to talk a little bit about some of cleaning up Quincy a little bit. So last night you talked a little bit about really getting the process started, the first going to court and all this stuff. So Mike, what's next now?
Well, we had a hearing on our first case, so with the new administration came a new attorney, Judy Abbott, who's going to prosecute cases for the city. One frustration that we've had, and that certainly neighbors of these properties have had, is that these cases, even though we do take them to court at times, we don't get the resolution that we'd like to have. They may be assessed a fine, but at the end of the day, the property doesn't get cleaned up. So we're doubling down on our efforts to address that with the court and hopefully secure orders to let us go in if the defendant or the property owner does not cooperate and clean up the property on their own. The court would authorize us then to go in and clean up everything on the property and make a noticeable improvement on it, and then assess those costs against the property or the owner.
So was that a court hearing today?
It was an initial hearing today.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Yep. So are those like in civil court then, or where are we doing?
They're actually in city court, so it's still an ordinance violation in the same way that a traffic ticket would be, or a littering ticket or anything like that.
All right.
Yep.
So is that what, courtroom 2C? Is that where we have those things?
It's now in 1A.
Yep. 1A. Okay.
Yes.
There we go. So we were trying to get all that worked out this morning to get through some of that. So, but I think that I've been doing this long enough to remember the Weinberg case.
Right.
And that seems to be the last time when legal really got involved to try to make somebody do something because his property was a bit of a mess. Properties, plural. Mm-hmm. But this seems to be a case where it's kind of gone on for so long, it's now taking a next step. I mean, not everybody has those cases like he had in the past to that extreme, but still, if you have some bad actors and you have a bunch of junk in your yard and your lawn is up to your knees, then yeah, you got to do something about it.
That's right, yeah. And we've shown that fines aren't always a deterrent.
No.
This particular case that we're talking about, this person has been fined 4 times for the same offense over the course of the last 5 to 8 years. And that's obviously not affected any real change on the property.
No, I felt bad when it rained like all last week, and my son and I couldn't get our yard mowed, and it was only like ankle high, and I'm like, oh, this looks bad. So but everybody, I think what they need to do is, just take care of your stuff, and if you're not going to do it, again, like you said, there's just been no real disincentive that the city's offered.
And not only that, we haven't always had the proper channels in place for communication. So internally, we now have a nuisance team that starts with Michael and his code enforcers, but goes all the way through to our legal department. And every step of the way, they're communicating so everybody knows where we are with each case. We will take more and more cases to court if we need to. The purpose is to clean up the city. And if an owner isn't going to do it, we have owners that say, well, it's cheaper, just let the city do it. They'll do it, and maybe I'll pay for it, maybe I won't. Or maybe they'll file a lien against my property, but it's not worth anything anyway. Well, so those aren't working. Right. Now it's going to be the court who's going to assess a fine and is going to assess penalties. And some of those penalties could be much more severe if they don't comply. And if it's a situation where the city does have to go in and clean it up, we're going to clean it up and we're going to get it ready for market and we're going to resell it, or we may use the land bank, but the idea is going to be to get that property back in someone's hands who's going to be a responsible owner.
And you also took the measures to increase those initial fines to where maybe they weren't a deterrent, but you got to make them high enough where they'll think about it and go, oh, maybe I need to take care of this. So
right, exactly.
And again, it's not only people just have junk on their own property that they might be living in. We're also talking about this is a good way to kind of get into it with some of these landlords who have been problem landlords for a long time. And I know we've talked about a couple of those ones that are coming up. And again, you've got those same habitual offenders. So it's not only your yard and stuff like this, it's also if you have an apartment that you've let go to hell, you guys can now take steps to do this as well with Judy helping there.
That's right. That's exactly it. And why should the taxpayers foot the bill?
Right.
That's been my point all along. The bad actor should foot the bill. And if the bad actor doesn't foot the bill, the bad actor should suffer the consequences, not good tenants, not taxpayers, not neighbors. It's going to take us a while to really build momentum, but we're already starting to see it. And once some of the nuisance bills go out here in the next couple of weeks and they see that the rate has gone from $60 a man hour to $200 a man hour, I think we'll open up some eyes.
Yeah, that on top of those higher Ameren rates,
That's
are going to be looking to cut some quarters and save some money. That's for sure. But again, like I said, this was discussed last night at City Council. But again, it's also part of sort of the overall communication effort that you've tried to be more coming on here, going to the other media guys, and really kind of getting the word out of what you are trying to accomplish. And I think that by the fact that we do cover every City Council meeting, you're also available online and all that. We do try to just put the information out there and let people sort it out for themselves. But there are times where we have extra questions like we had this morning about the housing or about the cleanups and such. But again, I think part of the way to do this is for you guys to be proactive, and it seems like you're making some headway there too.
We are. We're starting to. It takes a while. We are changing the culture, and as you well know, changing culture can take a lot of time and energy. But we've got the right people in the right places for the most part, and so now it's just empowering them to do the job they were hired to do and to give them the tools and the resources to make them more effective.
And you talked about, like you said, when in this issue with trying to tighten up this nuisance abatement, it also ties directly into the housing task force, where you can show these results, and as this is something that progress, and you can report to that committee. And again, we have another sports committee meeting coming up later today, or commission, whatever we're calling it. And again, I think these kind of things to let people know that this is going on and tangible progress can be made. And I know there's been some discussion about city about committee sizes and things like that. But if you're going to break them down into subgroups, into smaller units and things like that, then you can have different people tackle different things. But again, in the communication aspect of it, all of those subcommittees still have to all talk to each other and not work in their own silos.
Correct. And it's about working together, building collaboration. We do have some big committees, and we know that. We did that because we felt we wanted all voices at the table. I also don't want a housing committee or a sports commission that are all yes men.
Right.
I want people that are going to disagree with what we're trying to do, because that's going to make us think more critically, and in the end, it's going to come up with a better solution that works for everybody, not just one interest group.
And as far as that goes, I know there was a time where sometimes we had issues with the city council meeting and the audio and things like that. But you brought in a new IT chief now, and so you're trying to make some upgrades on those platforms as well, right?
Exactly. Once we roll out our new website the end of September, I think people are going to see a huge improvement immediately. The whole concept behind our website is to make it customer focused or resident focused, so that it's easy to navigate, easy to find the answers you need, and it reads more like a book as opposed to a civil document that has a lot of legalese and otherwise. We want to make it user-friendly. We want to work with residents to make our city better, and we really need all of our residents to buy into making Quincy better.
And I know Mike likes being on TV at the council meetings too. He always has fun doing that, because you're one of the guys that gets that. I don't know if you're a frequent flyer like Jeff Conte or Adam Yates, but you're up there.
No, they
in the hey, I need to talk to so and so after the meeting.
Yeah,
you're close.
I'm the last one to have supper on Monday nights.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Mike was definitely the most popular last night. I think every alderman wanted to talk to him, but Mike's the guy that can really make a difference for our community. If we think about what's going to make Quincy look and feel better, it's going to be cleaning up the nuisance properties. And that list is far too long, and it's been far too long for far too long of time.
Sure.
So we know we have a good crew in place that addresses the nuisances. We probably need a second crew. I want to get to the point where we have to get a second crew to keep up. But if we can get all of these problem properties taken care of, what a beautiful city we're going to have. It's already great, but we can make it even better.
Well, I've got the solution. Once your pothole crew's done, they can start doing this.
Yes. Well, and the pothole crews are actually turning to help with not just nuisance abatements, but also tree trimming. You know, we have a crew out tree trimming. We're getting ready to release an RFP this weekend where we will seek local companies that may be interested in helping us with some of the bigger tree trimming. And we want to get moving on that because we've got a lot of trees. We've got like 400 trees that need addressing, and we need to do it now. We probably need to get a forester eventually, but finding that person could...
We had one at one time, I think,
We
didn't
did.
we?
It's been about 20, 25 years ago when he retired. We haven't had one since. So I'm going to reach out to some of the universities in Illinois to see if I can't find some help, maybe in the way of interns to get us started, but then to grow it into a regular position so that we can keep our Tree City status strong, but we can also take care of what we have.
Sure.
You know, that's a big initiative.
Mike Seaver, Mayor Linda Moore, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's all the time we have for Minutes with Mayor, brought to you by Mercantile Bank. I'm Bob Goff. We'll see you next week.
Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.